Guys, when I first came to this country, people have said, oh, social worker, when they take your keys, that is the end. You won't see that child again. You're going to start all over. They're going to send you back. You won't see that child until when that child is 18 and when that child is grown, because there is no affection, there is no bond. The child doesn't know you again, and you don't want to do that. You prefer to even take your child or your children back home, forget whatever you are doing here, forget anything about papers, and go back and start your life wherever you are coming from. That is always everybody's notion. But do you know that in all cases, social workers don't really operate that way? They don't just take your child without the right or the appropriate steps. And they don't just take it just on slight issues. No, I have many social workers around me, like aunties, that have told me a lot about how their job works. And social worker taking your child from you is not just what happened in a day. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tobi Oba Wilson. If you are seeing my face for the first time, welcome to my channel. You can call me Toby. I talk about lifestyle, marriage and motherhood. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you my experience with a social worker. If you haven't gone through an experience, you can't really tell the story. And if people are telling you, you might not really reason with it because you've not walked that way. Guys, when I first came to this country, people have said, oh, social worker, when they take your keys, that is the end. You won't see that child again. You're going to start all over. They're going to send you back. You won't see that child until when that child is 18 and when that child is grown, because there is no affection, there is no bond. The child doesn't know you again, and you don't want to do that. You prefer to even take your child or your children back home, forget whatever you are doing here, forget anything about papers, and go back and start your life wherever you are coming from. That is always everybody's notion. But do you know that in all cases, social workers don't really operate that way? They don't just take your child without the right or the appropriate steps. And they don't just take it just on slight issues. No, I have many social workers around me, like aunties, that have told me a lot about how their job works. And social worker taking your child from you is not just what happened in a day. There might have been series of follow-ups. There might have been series of complaints, investigation, and or a lot of abuse recorded, reports from neighbors, from the school, and the studying you yourself. They could see that you are not mentally stable to look after these children. They won't take your child away if you are not financially stable. It's not possible, because they know that if you are financially stable, why won't you take care of your child? They will even help you to get things done, sorted out, so you can have time for your child, so you can prepare, so that you can give them the best in life. If the only issue you have with taking care of your children is finance. Now let's dive into the video, how social workers threatened to take our children. This incident happens a day to my birthday. Every plans has been made towards my birthday. Cake has been made. So caterers are already cooking. All my clothes are even, everything is, now it is your birthday, everything is settled. You're just waiting for that day to come. And that was just what happened. But unfortunately, that very morning, I wasn't feeling too well. I have to go to the hospital. The ambulance came to pick me. It is my birthday. Can you say this devil is a liar? So I was in the hospital, a lot of checkup, because I wasn't feeling too well, and I realized that I can't cope. It's not just feeling too well. I was really going down. So thank God. I was even praying, God, don't let them admit me. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'm going to jack back from that hospital if they try to do that. But thank God, everything is well. You just have to drink more water and I came back home. So I said, Hobby, you go pick the kids in school while I rest. And I was still going out that evening to go and get one of my dresses from my tailor. So it was almost time for them to come back, and he hasn't come back with the kids because I was sleeping. I was like, oh, maybe they missed the train or maybe whatever. So he called me. I was say, oh, I wasn't allowed to pick the keys. For what? What happened? My husband said the head teacher said he can't take the key. He can't take the keys because the children told them some things about us, and they have to inform the social workers regarding what the children said. I was like, but he didn't tell me that. He said the head teacher just said he can't say anything until when the social workers arrive because it was on a Friday. So they are waiting for the social workers. Immediately he told me that so my sickness disappeared. I jumped out. Did I even put on bra? I can't even remember. I just put on my jacket. I took, thank God our house is not far from the train station. Go on the train to my children's school. So it's also funny that this head teacher has been so friendly with us. He attends to us to give us audience. But this particular day, he treated my husband like, please, you guys just stay where you are. You can't get into the building, stay outside the school gate. So I met him outside the school gate, waiting for our feet. My heart was skipping like, oh my goodness, what is all this? What is all this? So after a while, I wasn't seeing my kids. I couldn't take it. I said, no, you must tell me what happened because he didn't tell my husband what happened. So I went to the school press bell and I said, okay, what is the matter? Why are they not releasing my children? He said, oh yeah, the children told us some things and he's not allowed to tell us until when the social workers come. I said, hey, Jesus. And I said, okay, what will now happen when the social worker comes? Will they release the kids to us? I don't say he can't say, but they are still waiting for the social worker to come. I said, Jesus. Automatically, this birthday is cancelled because how am I going to do a birthday without my kids? It's up. What's the excitement about? What's that for? Even if I invite you will not even call. You will even tell me, Toby, are you okay? Your children are not with you and you're celebrating. What kind of celebration is that? So we waited and expecting. So we waited and was like expecting what is going to happen next. I'm like, I flash back to all the stories I've heard about social workers taking the children. Now that the headmaster or the head teacher has said we can't take the keys, they're waiting for the social workers to come. I'm like, today, 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 today is my day. Oh my goodness. I was so speechless. I was so perplexed. I was so disturbed. I was disturbed. Even my husband too. Everybody we were this is not even time to like chit chat. Like, well, how are you? No, because we're like, so is that it's gonna happen? Take my kids away. I remember all the stress I've gone through, what I'm still going through on these children. I've done my best to take care of these children in my own little way. I don't whatever. I flashed back to what could the children have said to the school? What would they have said? Yes, it's normal. At times, when they want to take life out of you, you have to like shout on them. You have to like scold them. Yes, it happens once in a while. I'm like, we are fine. They were fine this morning. What could happen? I thought of many things. And I could not really lay my hands on something that would make that the children would go and disclose in school. I was like, so we're waiting patiently for the social worker to come. It was 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6:30. People were calling me, oh, Toby, how is tomorrow? I said, please, I'll call you back. I will call you back. I'm like, don't even know anything. Tomorrow. Okay. So I could not even pick any calls. My other star called me that I could not even pick a call. I could not tell anybody. And I don't want to inform my family members. I don't want to tell my dad because that one will be like another worry. My dad is the type that worries about any little thing. So if you tell him anything, he just gets his BP rise. So I just shush my mouth, say, okay, God, my life is in your hands. So we're waiting and waiting and waiting. When it was 6:30 to 7, children that did the after school club, their parents had come and pick them. I didn't even sight my children. I did not even know where they kept. I was like, what is this? That they kept these children so away from us. So when it was 6:30, I couldn't take it. I went to them. I demanded to see the head teacher that Where is the social worker? What are they saying? Say, oh, I've not heard from them. They're going to ring us back. We're expecting them to come to the school and whatever they say. He just said he does not know what happened, that he's not allowed, he's not permitted to tell us until when the social worker comes. I'll say, good. Okay. So after like around 6:45, the head teacher called us to come to his office. I didn't see any officials coming in. So I was like, okay. Or could it be that they've taken the children to another exit because they don't want to create a scene? Because I don't know how they will take my kids away from you and I will not make any fuss. Me, I don't know how that's going to happen. No. In my presence, you take my child away or my children away. I don't know how I'm going to keep quiet. So he called us in his office and he said, oh, this is what happened, that my first child had told them that I used an implement on them before they went to bed, like either 2 days before that very day. So my younger son is worried. He told the teacher, so the teacher reported to the school that mom threatened to use an implement on us, and my younger brother is worried. That was what he told them. So they asked them other questions. I don't know what they asked them because they didn't tell us like that, you know. So I then laughed. I was like, oh, thank God it's no more than this. So they were waiting for the social workers to come with the pediatrician, there's another person that was supposed to come, like occupational therapists, to come and assess the children's body, if there are marks, bruises, to show that they've been abused, to show if something has been going on, blah, blah, blah. And to tell them the next thing, if to keep the children away from us or if to let us in. So they were also asking the school about us, how are we the parents? So I think the school had told them that, oh, this family are so loving, they are so quiet, peaceful people. We've not had any reason to like be worried that the kids are not in safe hands, like that. I'm like, how many did I give birth to that will not be able to take care of them? Even if I will not eat, won't my children eat? I try all I can to make these children comfortable, buy them expensive things. So, and thank God, the school also take note of all these things. That's like, parents, there are some things that you need to like take care of. There are some things you should like do for your children, because you don't know who is going to like support you, who is going to like defend you in time of trouble. Because the school said good things about us, that because any activities they participate, they don't go to school late, they're never absent for what for reasonable reasons, and their school uniform is always like so I don't know, the school takes care of that and they are looking good. Yes, my kids are not the robust type, that some children, even if they eat all the food in this world, especially my second child, you will not see them, but that kind of children is just their stature. So they don't look unkempt, they are not really sick like that. So the school has already told them. So they were only expecting the social workers to come out with the occupational therapists and other officials to decide our fate. So they said so, but to God be the glory. The social workers were busy at work that Friday. I think they have other pressing issues. So they couldn't come to the school to assess the kids and ask them some questions. That was why the head teacher couldn't release the children to us as the normal time, the normal closing time. So they have to wait till they give further instruction. So around that to 7, when the man called us in, so he said the social worker had called and that they're ready to speak to us over the phone. So the phone was put on speaker, and the woman said, oh, your children said, the lady didn't mention somebody. I know he's my first son that will talk. He's the one that will, because he's older, he understands things better than my younger child. So he said, oh, the children had made this disclosure about you. I said, oh, well, that's not what happened. So I explained that what happened was that I wasn't too feeling fine, and it was past 11 p.m., and they were not ready to sleep. And I believe they're still gonna wake up very early. So I've done everything possible to make them sleep. They didn't want to sleep. So I threatened to use daddy's belts on them if they did not sleep. So it was so I went to bring that belt truly to show them that I'm going to use this belt on you if you don't sleep. So that's kind of, this is abroad. You don't use those things, or like in back home in Nigeria. I can't remember the many times I actually used fan belts to beat when I was young. So nobody would threaten with that when I was, and I will now go and report this. Even my teacher will even beat me and say, "You well," or your parents will even go and report, and the teacher will even beat you on top. So they were scared that this has never happened, you know. So I think that was what made them to be scared, and he go to school and report. So I told the lady that, okay, this is what happened. I said, okay, that's not allowed. You are not allowed to use any form of implement, object on those children. You cannot shout at them. You cannot scream because it's going to affect them emotionally, psychologically, So you have to be very careful. You have to devise other means to like know how to discipline them, to make them do whatever you want them to do. So he said because the school had said good things about you guys, so we do not have any reason. We haven't had any report from the police. No, neighbors had not reported you guys. You don't have any report about abuse from the police regarding the children, blah, blah, blah. And even though we did not come out to like check the children's body to know if there's any marks or bruises to show any from abuse, so we're going to release the kids to you. That was the word I was waiting for, because my party was at stake as at this time. I was like, good, thank you. But that was not going to be the end of that meeting. We singing like, come out and come to the school, come to the house to like monitor and do other investigations to be sure, yes, the kids are fine, to just a one-off thing, blah, blah, blah. And parents that we talk to on how not to do that or how best to handle it, like that. But for that very day, they were ready to release the kids to us based on the recommendation the school gave. I said, even if today alone, release those children for us. Next week, we'll start talking about it, because I know that we haven't done anything like all these children. It's not possible. It's not possible, That was how the kids were released to us. I mean, and thank God. And I was not feeling fine in the morning. I got better immediately. The sickness disappeared. I said, thank God. So anybody that saw me on that birthday would not even believe I was the one dancing, and like, because they don't know what we went through yesterday. But in my mind, my husband, like, we know that our excitement on that birthday was even more than I supposed to be. But we're like, it's okay, it's fine. So what I'm saying is that your children cannot just be taken away from you without a cogent and sequential investigation and thorough investigation from everybody. So all the officials, the police, the teacher, the school, the neighbors, before they will take your child. And if you don't have any history of a mental illness, you are not the type that drinks and forget to like give your kids food, or maybe your children are always unkept, there are series of bruises on them, a lot of things, and they could say you cannot take care of them. That's only when they take kids. They can't just take your kids if they are not, if there are series of neglect. You leave the kids in the house to go to work. You cannot even do that in the first place. Why will you leave the kids in the house when they are still on their age to go to work? No, 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 that is not accepted. But what I'm saying is that all this phobia, if you just do the film, they will take your child. Nah, it doesn't work that way, because they go through processes, they go to courts to know if this reason is tenable for this child to be separated from the parent. So it is not the social worker that decide where take this child for whatever. They don't do it out of malicious act. No, they follow due processes to know if it's in the interest of the parent, the mother, the father, whoever the child is staying with, or if it's in the interest of the child to be taken away from that parent for a limited period of time. Some, they can take the child away for like 1 week, 1 month, and the after series of advice counseling, the parent, they take the children, they give them back. So in most cases, they don't take the child away indefinitely. They don't do that. They follow due processes. They know that it will be so glaring. Even you know that, yes, with all the charges they've leveled against you, you are really, really guilty, because you're so allowed to like go to get a lawyer, get some bodies that will fight for you and fight for your case, like that. So, and after that series, there are still, after we came back from that day, social workers came to the house on many occasions. went to the children's school to go and ask them some questions about the family. You know, at time when they know that children might not be able to talk, they will ask, they can give them a paper to like write or draw something about their father, describe your dad, describe your mom. It's not only about saying it, my daddy is this and that. They will ask them to draw whatever they draw or whatever label they give or whatever story they write about the child will determine if the child is safe, if the child is happy staying with that family or not, or whatever they say. You know, at times, whatever you do in front of these children also goes a long way. You cannot be having a kind of disagreement, misunderstanding in front of your children. No, because you don't know who is speaking, you don't know what they're going to pick, you don't know the words you're going to say that the child is going to take to school, and that will make you or destroy you. Don't limit them. Don't say, no, they are small. You will never go. I didn't see it coming that my child was going to go to school and say that. I didn't see it coming, but it happened to show that anything can happen at any time. All right, guys, if you have had any experience with social workers, if you have any encounter with them, please share your story in the comment section. Comment in the comment section how you went about it, how everything was resolved. Let's just chit chat. Let's just talk about this in the comment section. This is my own experience with social worker, but I'm glad the way it ended, and I got to know them better. That they don't just take your child without any reason. All right, guys, if you like my kind of content, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel? Follow me on all my social media handles. Like and share my page, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers and bye.